Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Tommy J, Nikki, who else is here? I was just thinking about you, Aaron. Your ears must have been burning. Hope you're well. Al, how you doing? I think that's it, right? Oh, Daniel's here. I think that's it. Hope everybody's doing good. It'll be a little late to see anything. And Tommy's dum, 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 dum. Been out of the picture for a bit, but still in the shadows. All right, cool. Hey, Robert, how you doing? So, let's see. Not too much. Well, actually, quite a bit happening. Didn't get the kayak in the water. My wife just got home. She didn't get home till 9 o'clock last night, so I haven't had much time to figure that out. So I'm hopefully within the next couple of days I'll get it in there. But both of the overhead cover structures have been moved now. He did a great job on both of them, and this is the I've been thinking about you too. But he did a good job, man. Unbelievable. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a short video on what he's done so far. He just moved them, put them in concrete, and what it is one going across the back is going to be the actual garage. Then about 8 feet off of the garage, there's another structure that is, what is it? It's 6 meters deep and 3.5 meters wide for the trailer to go in. So what I'll do is I'll back the trailer down, put it underneath that. It'll be about 8 feet off of the garage. That's where the man door will be. And then next to that will be a roll-up door or a garage door. Then I'll disconnect and pull my truck in there. The thing is about 20 feet by 16 feet deep. So my actual little work area with my bench and everything is going to be, 16 feet deep and about 10, 12 foot wide up to where the truck is going to be. So what I'm thinking about doing is I didn't want to put in, I wanted to sell the other place, but it needs to be, we need to take all the crap out of that house. And I don't want it to get ruined. And I'm not going to build her or my in-laws house until we sell the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the garage, and that way I've got a place, maybe not completely, maybe not, cut all the stuff down just so it's a sealed structure, so that I could store the stuff that is my mother-in-law and father-in-law's, my wife's, the family's stuff in there so it doesn't get ruined. And I believe that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sit down with them. I was drawn what I want to, have. There'll be a roll-up door, a window in the middle, a man door, and then basically 2 windows on each side. And then down the one side will be a workbench and maybe some racks and stuff like that. I was just looking to find out a price on the the garage door, the man door. I don't think they're going to be that much money. And the windows, I'm trying to put together some sort of a budget, because I need obviously concrete footings, block, windows. I'll put fans in there, a ceiling in there, air conditioning, um, the racks, the workbench. Um, what else? That's about it, I guess. Ceiling insulation, I'll put above the ceiling. I did notice when I was looking around on the internet, they got magnetic insulated blankets that go right up against the back of the garage door, which will help a little bit, and put that in there because if I get in there, I was going to use the secondhand air conditioner that I still have, but I think I think it's small. So I think I'll probably suck it up and I'll buy like a 2-ton high efficiency unit for in there, because if I'm going to be in there doing something, I don't want it to be just on the edge. I want it to be cool, and 2 tons ought to do it no problem. Because I'm going to drop the ceiling down a little bit. It's rather tall now, but yeah. So he did a great job, and talking to my wife this morning. I said I bitch at him all the time, and I really want the man to do good for himself. Very talented. Like I said, all I got to do is sit down with him. I did this. He wasn't drunk. He was sober. He took everything that I wanted and how I wanted to do it and did it. So he's more than capable of doing it, and he does do good work. So I told her I want her to make sure she tells him what a good job I think he's done, because he's heard me bitch at him quite a bit. So I never liked that. Even when I was, had guys working for me, I always made a point of, you're going to get I'm going to bitch at you like a coming from hell. And, but I'm going to give you just as much praise, when you do, something right. I never thought it was fair that a boss would sit there and scream and yell at somebody because they did something wrong. And then when they did something right, they just wouldn't say nothing, walk away. Assholes, I guess that is that category. But anyway, let's see, 40 by 40. Yeah, 40 by 40, what, feet? That'd be, that would be plenty big. It's about the size, I think, of a normal garage. I think a normal, when I'm saying the average garage, at least in the United States, is I think like 21 by 16 or 18, something like that. My truck will fit in there. I could put the trailer in there if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna, because I want that one side. I want that ability to, roll the kayak in there and put it on the stands and sit like I did outside this door when it was cool out. I won't ever work on the bikes or anything unless I build. If I find a basket case of some kind of an old BSA or Triumph or any kind, because I don't think you're going to find a Harley here. And I want to put or even a Honda just to redo it. Then I would do that. But it's just so cheap to get stuff done. I'm not going to change oil on my Forza when I can take it down for $300-400 baht. The Honda dealer does it for $3, $6, $9, $10, $12. No, I'm not gonna sweat. I'm not gonna do anything. Hey Ron, how you doing, brother? Yes, feet, good size. Yeah, 40 is pretty big. My metal building that I built back home was 60 by 40 with 18-foot eaves, in the house that I had in the High Sierras. That was an awesome, but it'll be fine. Basically, it's for my truck, my Forza, the Shadow 750, and my 125. So I'll put those right next to the truck. So I'll have like a 10-foot by 16-foot area with a nice bench and a rollaway, tools that I can lock up, and not actually have some real tools, not some crap, so, and do that. I'll use them. I had fun doing the kayak, and I do want to do the motorcycle trailer, the solar powered, tent trailer. I want to do that, but I won't do that until we sell the other property and I put $1 million baht back in my bank account. So we'll see. But I am going to build it. My budget on that's 100,000, and I think that's what I'm going to budget This right around 130. I'm not going to count this roof structure and all that. It's up and in. Is it just a tin roof? Yeah, it's just a tin roof, but I don't care. Um, but so that I'm thinking probably 120, 130,000 baht. Um, Hopefully I can do it. I got to calculate the concrete costs and the metal and steel and all that kind of stuff, the block, all that kind of crap, windows, doors, that, and you at least get a budget. I got to put a budget together. Otherwise I'll just run amok and not know, what's going on with it. We saw old Indians last trip being hauled through Colorado. Really? That's interesting. I'd love to. There's some bikes that I've seen come up, a knucklehead and a panhead, and it would be nice, but they're priced, $1.5 million, 2 million baht. It's like, no, I could buy a panhead chopper still in the States for 10, 12,000, and that's what I'd rather have anyway than a stock one. Would have been nice and worth more money to have a stock one, sure, but I want something like I had when my 62. I'd build something like that. But I don't know. I just gave the 350 Honda that was basically our first little runaround bike with the 4 or 5 guys I hung with. I only had mine for about 3 or 4 or 5 months, something like that, and then I bought that 1200 Sportster, and it was strutted and a big long Springer, and it was it was something to drive. And then after that, I got my panhead. I was 17, I think, 18, 17. I was still going to high school. Loved that panhead. That panhead was awesome. So anyway, and not very good. But I did find a trailer that meets my weight limit to build the one that I want to pull with the Forza, and I think I can get it done in the poundage and weight that I want for the tent trailer, the air conditioner, the battery, the solar system, the solar panel, everything. But I did find a 550-watt flexible panel. I was really surprised. The one that I have on the boat is a flexible panel. It's 220 watt, and 500 would probably be okay. And then, like I say, worst case scenario, I'm sure whatever I build, I'd be able to pull with like a 750 Forza or something like that. Um, uh, but maybe I would upgrade and do that. But the kids, I'd have a hitch put on that Suzuki, and they could pull it and go wherever they want. And it's going to have 24 volt and 220 volt in it, lights, and about the only thing that it's not going to have is a bathroom and water, because water just weighs. I could do it if they're going to pull it with the car. I could put a little something on the back, with a little sink or something. But I've got it all drawn. It's sitting somewhere on this desk, and exactly what I want to do: 24 volt system, and then a step down. Excuse me, step down, maybe 2 or 3 fused 12 volt. So inside the lights and plug in to charge stuff, and then of course it'll have a 24 volt 9,000 BTU air conditioner on the roof of it. What it is going to be one of those rooftop tents, but not the ones that are all pop out. The ones that just pop straight up. So I'll have the flat roof. There'll be an air conditioner on there. There'll be an aluminum rack above it, leaving probably 8-10 inches would be fine for above the fan, and then that's where the solar panel will take up the whole top of the trailer, and then down below there'll be about 14 or 16 inches of storage, and that's where the solar controller will go, the battery, the relays, the fuses, all that kind of stuff will go in there. But I'm interested in it. I want to do it. Worst case scenario, I'll sell it to Maui, but the kids will love it. They really like camping. All right, so what I see Andy's doing there. Hey, Andy, He's got what did you saw the doctor? Um, he saw a lot of knuckleheads. Yeah, I bet. So I'm imagining you must have said something in here, Andy, that you. I think you were going to the doctor to get his blessing on being able to go. Let's see, Dave, in the States, I've seen tons of market for 2 to 5K in good condition. Some may need, but for that price, I'm tempted. Yeah, I did. I'll talk to you directly when you come. I did find a guy that actually can do some work on Harleys and stuff, and he said that if I found something in the States that and can get it dismantled, he could get it brought in here, put it together, and get all the paperwork on it and make it a legal bike here. And I know there's a bunch of stuff in the States that's real cheap. One of them being my Dyna, my '08 Dyna that I gave my son. It's been sitting for 4 years now, so the gas and everything's crap. And I love that bike. The only thing I did do, I bought it right off the showroom floor for 13,300 or something. Had lowering shocks put on the back and rode it away, and loved it up in the Sierras. It was great. It was like the FXR was probably as much as, in my opinion, was the best sports bike type riding in a pack, jamming and having a good time and riding around. The Dyna was right there, man. And but he let it sit there. The thing's probably worth, $3,500, $4,000. Because everything's going to need to come off. All the rubber's going to have to be changed. The fuel system's going to need to be flushed, and people aren't going to pay any money for it. But we can put something together with this guy to bring something in. It's be his gig, but I'll talk to you directly about that. All right, what did I miss? So hey, what's up, Kenny? How you doing? Um, let's see. Did I? Hey, Bobby, how are you? Uh, David, how you doing? What did I miss? It Andy, HK, how are you? Hope you're doing well. God, I missed a lot of stuff. Um, uh, where did the Andy go? Andy, did the doctor give you a clean bill of health for traveling? I imagine you might have said it in here, but I passed it. Uh, yeah, the guy assured me. I don't know. I kind of trust the guy. He's kind of my kind of guy, and he he said it can be done. He can do it. Never talked any money or anything with him, but figured if you could buy a bike for 3-4 grand, dismantle it, send it here, by the time you get done with it, have, 8,000 or something in it, that would be acceptable to me. Because I don't even know what would that be. What's 8,000? I think the going rate is 33.8. I think I checked this morning. Let me look. 33.8. So if you could get one here for 8 grand divided by or times 33.5, 268,000 baht. So, and the most of the stuff that I seen that when I was trying to look for them, no one had any paperwork or anything on any of them until they were up in the half a million, right between 480, 490, 500, 600, 700. They had their books with them. Now, I didn't talk to this guy about buying one of the ones that I see in that price range on all the time, but they never have any. They have the paperwork of when it came in and whatever, but I never talked to him about taking one of those and actually making it a legal book and everything. But I could. Yeah, the everything that I saw was right around that 500K was the magic number. That yes, I have the blue book or green book, so that is what I was running into. Yeah, have you? I've almost got the um, I almost got the shadow done now. I'm gonna put some straight pipes on it. It's got a new carburetor and everything in it, and it's kind of cool. Running boards. It's all right. Um, hey Jay, how you doing? Hey Logan, Jamie, how are you? Does that little pond come with the sale of the other house? The pond that's on the property in Ubon, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see. And I don't know if Andy, if you're still here, let me know if you got the okay from your doctor. And you gotta give me those dates again when you're gonna be around. I want to definitely meet up and buy you a hamburger or something. So yeah, so that's basically the gist. I want to build the trailer in Maui. I saw you. How you doing? Wouldn't it be kind of cool? I think you would use it, right? The trailer like that, if you could pull it with the Forza, you guys would camp, right? I think you guys would be into that. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it would be fun. You're oh no, the other house is sorry, Logan. The in-laws Thai style, you know, gated front with the big giant room in the front to sell peanuts and sodas or whatever out of typical one. It was sort of their living room. And then in the back it had a kitchen. It's got a big storage area in the back, and then bathroom, staircase upstairs, and two bedrooms upstairs. So when I bought this property, I told my wife, I'd hate to let it. We paid half price for it. I'd hate to let it go. I will cough up the dough, but I really want that. That's my little look. I found a Harley money, type stuff. So, so she said that's no problem. So we're hoping we get a couple of million, 2.5, 3 million for that, and then can pay for the million for the property basically by the time we raise the land and do the improvements that I'm doing to it now. And then I still wanted to, have a little chunk of money for her mom and dad to throw a couple 100,000 baht in the bank, and then a million or so to do the wall, build a little 1 or 2 bedroom house, and that kind of stuff for them. So that's what I'm talking about. She has three, my wife. She has the one there. She got the one in Ubon, and she has this one here. But let's see. But I don't know. I think it would be cool, Maui. Would you do that? I don't know if you answered me. You probably. I mean, if I have it, you're more than welcome to take it and try it out. That's for sure. Especially if I feel comfortable with it. I want to make sure everything's cool on it, even if I got to put brakes on it or something or whatever I got to do. I'm more worried about with the weight that I'm shooting for. I'm worried about actually not so much, well, I'm worried about, an incline burning up the belts and stuff in the scooter. But you could go easy on that. I think unless you're going to get into, something like this, I don't think that's going to be a problem. But if you get on an incline and and the trailer weight is pulling you back, that would be a little. I don't want, I want it to be safe for sure. But I am going to build it. I'm going to build it. Let's see what is. Oh, there you are. Gee, this year's been crap for my family and friends. Sister-in-law died overnight, and a friend of mine. I think, yeah, that's the way it's going to go. I think, at least with my age, 68. The only difference that I see in the dying trend, okay, which it makes it worse for me, is before everybody was dying at or above my age. Now they're dying even younger than me. But yeah, I think that we're in the that realm, that age of mother, fathers, aunts, uncles, friends. I just found out, a couple of my people I knew passed away too, and I think it's going to be an ongoing thing. Every God, this drive me crazy. That's better. Um, yeah, it's a bummer. But did you get the okay to go? I'm imagining you might have. I haven't got the final tax number yet. After selling our house, it's going to be high California home. Yeah, I just got through doing mine online here, and not having nothing, just on the crappy income that I got, I have to pay $2,700. So I'm hoping that, I don't care. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? I don't give a shit. Trump, this one, that one. If somebody, a jackass could come in there, and if they promised me, if I was in the States, if they promised me $1 a gallon for gasoline and no tax on Social Security, uh, where do I sign? Where do I click your box? Don't give a shit whether you're Republican, Democrat, holy roller, whatever you want to be. Good to go. Good to hear, Andy. But yeah, I think so, man. Don't, like I said, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I know I'm not. It's I every morning I wake up, I go, oh wow, another day, because I could die tomorrow, and I'd have to look at myself and go, man, you did a lot of crap. I feel like I had a good life. Maybe I wasn't the greatest person in the world in some of it, but for the most part, I got to do pretty much anything and everything that I wanted to do. If anything, I think traveling and going to a few places would be on the bucket list. But I don't know, man. I'm content. Do I want to live? Yeah, sure I do. Does my wife want me to? Sure. I just don't want to be a burden on anybody. I don't want somebody to have to change my diaper. I don't want to be drooling and not knowing where I am, and can't get out of the bed to go to the bathroom, and I don't want to deal with that. And I'm hoping I'm not. Alzheimer's scares the crap out of me, and that's probably the only thing that scared me in a long time. But don't want that disease, and hopefully I won't. Let's see. We're not perfect, but we have good. I think so. At least all the people that I know in this group are. But I don't know. It's like I said, man. You can retire 1 minute, 1 day, whatever, earlier than you think. I would do it. Bobby's the only one that I know of that said he would still be working. I think if he had his way. Yeah, he had to hang out for Dad, which made sense. So if you're going to hang out, you might as well work. And but I don't know. Like I said, the horror stories. The one that had I hate to call her a wife, but the person that had my children, the creature, she her best friend. We were going to move, and I was going to buy and retire at like 38, something like that. I had the ability to be able to do it back then, and we're going to move up to Central California area, and she was into horses too. And her best friend moved up there with the mom and dad. I think I told you guys this story before. Guy busted his ass his whole life. I'm going to save a few dollars, and I'm going to bust my ass and pack my own house and move it from Southern California to Northern California, and we're gonna get a nice house and blah, blah. Went through all that crap. Was up there for a week, and both the daughter and mother are looking out the kitchen window into the backyard, and Dad's out there waving and flipping hamburgers on the grill, and bam, heart attack, dead before he hit the ground. He had like 6 days of retirement. Just we're not, it could happen. Luckily, I got to retire early, and luckily, I know Logan and Jamie are headed in that direction. I don't know. I guess you gotta be ready for retirement. I was ready for retirement at 30. I'd had enough, but I wanted the option of, instead of getting up every morning at 5 a.m. and taking a shower, drinking my coffee, putting my clothes on, driving to work, and working for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours and coming back. I just wanted that ability to be in bed going, nah, I think I'll go back to sleep. you know and that was my first thing. And then my cousin got Lou Gehrig's, and I had the ability to retire. So I did, and took care of him as best I could for a couple of years, and driving back and forth, and, still trying to keep a relationship with this one. And then she dies. And it's like, man, what else could freaking happen? So, but for the most, man, I can't complain. I look back, and like I said, I just got lucky coming here, and my wife didn't know is unbelievable, and nice, excuse me, lucky guy, I guess. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I know coming here, everybody that I talked to, 2 years, 7 months, 5 days, very cool. Um, I know that my blood pressure went down like 30, 25, 30 points just coming to Thailand. When I was in Costa Rica, it was the same thing. And I think it's from eating, you know, eating meat and vegetables that are laden with insecticides and antibiotics in the animals and steroids in the animals, and they just didn't have that, and even they didn't even call it organic. It was just they just didn't load up their cows and whatever with steroids and antibiotics, and it made a difference. And I think you have a tendency, or I do, here eating a lot more vegetables and fruit and stuff like that than on the other one. So I know I'm eating better. I have to. I finally made up that in my mind, and my way of thinking was you got to eat all the crap in the world for 68 years. You can't do it anymore. You want to eat the once in every 6 months McDonald's or something like that. That's not a problem. But eating the crap out every day like I did, and Burger King and McDonald's and Pup and Taco and Noggles and every fast food place in the world, especially when I was doing air conditioning. First off, I never really had a bunch of money on me when I was working. We did have plastic towards the end of when I was working, but when I was doing service and stuff out there, okay, I could go and I could stop over here at this place and spend $8-10 for lunch, or look at McDonald's. I can get 27 hamburgers, 5 orders of fries, and 3 Cokes for 39 cents. So what do? I mean, you go get the thing, and even when Subway was going, I went to Subway a lot because I thought that was a little better than when they had their $5 deals. Was awesome. And I hear that's just a thing of the past now. They don't offer that kind of crap anymore. But it just costs more. Here, you got a better variety. If you like Thai food and like spicy food and that kind of stuff, I think you just eat better coming to Thailand. And like I said, where are you going to go? I mean, the norm in the United States is $2,500 a month on Social Security. That's their average. All right, so most people are going to be between that. And boy, you got two people, that worked, and you've got $5,000 of money. You can do it on 25. So you want to save money, you can save money. It doesn't make any sense unless when I've learned from having this channel that mom and dad are a big influence. I never thought about it until we started talking about it. And Bobby and Jake and Mitch and everybody had ailing parents. It never dawned on me. Now I know that's got to be the biggest. I'm going to say that's 80% of why people are putting off their retirement. That's why I want my kids to know. See, I'm lucky I have an Asian Thai wife, because I know my wife will do whatever she's got to do and take care of me until I take my last breath. There's not a doubt in my mind. And if I was in the United States, don't want to say anything against this one, she would try, but she would take the money and make sure I had a nurse and and was whatever. But I don't want my kids to be, oh, I'm ready to retire at 55, I can do it, or like Logan, younger than that. Oh, but I can't. My mom's and dad my dad's 68 and he's a fat bastard and can't breathe good. So I got to take care of him. I don't want that to happen. I want them to know that. I haven't talked to them about it, but I'm going to. I'm going to text one text together and send it to both of them that, regardless, even if she kicks me to the curb and I'm penniless and whatever, I'll just go into go back to the States, suck off the country that, that I lived in forever. And if I'm in a home, that's fine. Call me on FaceTime once a week would be awesome. Once a month would work. Once every 6 months, I'd probably be cranky. But as long as I know that my kids are freaking, 50 years old, they're living a life, and especially like here in Thailand, I just think they need to know that because I don't want them to. They probably wouldn't anyway. They probably said, "Oh, we wouldn't have done it anyway." More than likely, they're my kids. But I don't know. For the most part, that amazes me. But the especially a husband and wife type thing, and they're both collecting Social Security. Anything above 2,500 is gravy. And that 2,500, I still see multiple traveling, and are you going to be able to drink or chase 19-year-old bar girls around? No, it ain't going to happen. But if you're married and you're together, moving, what the hell, man? You can't burn through the money. I mean, you could, I guess. If you're a drinker, you could probably do it fairly easily. But for food wise and quality of life and not having to worry about nothing. I mean, and I wouldn't tell anybody, especially if you're a husband and wife coming from wherever you're coming from, and you're not married to a Thai. I wouldn't buy anything. You can't really condo if you wanted to, but I would just rent the whatever would be my limit. I mean, how long are you going to live? And definitely rent. I would anyway, especially single coming here. Where are you going to go, man? Let's get $350 to $500-600 dollars a month for a furnished everything, dishes, forks, knives, towel, everything. Just bring your suitcases and drop it, and you're off running. You ain't going to do it. Biggest things I think on that people have to keep in mind is rent's going to be one of the bigger ones. Your insurance, and then just make sure that you've got all your visa and stuff like that stuff taken care of. But for the most part, how much does it cost to travel, and especially like traveling the way that Maui does on the Forza or on a train or on a bus or whatever. It doesn't have a car, man, you go and spend 4-star hotels or $30 a night, including breakfast or whatever, so you figure it out how much you can go away. You'd probably be able, when I came here, my original budget, I shot that to hell after the first day of 2,500, and I still had 2,000 baht at the end of the day. So, but when I got down to it all, I think I put like 750 a day for food and cigarettes and whatever I wanted to do for food wise and stuff. And then I had figured in 2 3 to 4 day vacations each month, and I did that in Phuket. And they were in nice hotels, and it was before COVID, so it was before before that crap came out. So I mean, and go there in a nice hotel on the water. Not, like I said, you can't sit there and drink from morning to night, but you could have a beer or two and do it. And that was in my budget, and I still was at 2,000. I think is what I was shooting for, between 2 and 25, and I was spending money like water. I didn't care. I had way more than that. But I don't know. Like I said, if you're in another country and you're not going to retire in that country, you definitely need to come to Thailand, to Southeast Asia, and at least take a look. And if I'm telling you that, because I don't want anybody here, I should be telling, no, it's horrible. People are terrible. They've got to be the meanest and unhappiest people I've ever seen, and and talk it down so I can go on beaches like in the middle of COVID when there's no one around, because I don't like big crowds and shit. But I can't do it. I can't live in this life that I live now here, and all the friends that I've made. Hey Ted, how you doing? On through YouTube, I just want to make more friends. We're on the uprise too. We've gained 7 subscribers. We went above $2,700. So somebody, I must not have pissed off as many people. As long as I don't talk about politics, I'll probably be okay. But I can't do it, man. You got to come and at least check it out. And I guess it depends on the people that you are, the person, the way that you are. Do you have to have your grandkids around you 24/7? Do you have to? We know the have tos is mom and dad or whoever you're taking care of. But besides that, I think you got to be a little bit selfish to a certain extent. But you know, selfish is probably the wrong word. But you know, to come and do it and experience it, it's oh, we just went out and ate a nice lunch, and how much money did we spend today? We spent $2.60. I mean, it's unless you come here and you can't even. If I was in the States or something like that, and somebody was telling me about all this stuff, I couldn't put it into perspective unless I was here, doing it. What does the food taste like? Is it crap? What is these places that you're talking about that you can, rent fully furnished for $200, $250, $300 a month? You have to experience it all. That's why I said if you're going to come, the best I could see is like 3 months minimum. I was here for 2 weeks and I was done. I knew exactly where I wanted to be. But a lot of people, and the reason I say that 3 months, I think 3 months is a good time to take it all in, the humidity, the temperature, the people, the way of life, everything. Plus you get it. I think 3 months is the first break on rent. 6 months would better, a year even better. But you can stay in that $300 to $500 range, getting a 300 or 3 month deal on a piece of property. And I think you'd have a pretty good idea. You could travel, gives you a little time to maybe hit 4, 5, 6 different places and see what you think. Let me go back because I'm rambling and getting fishing gear. You see all the fishing gear behind me? You see my new pole and that whole basket's full of stuff. I'm going to get back into it. I made a solar kayak. I'm talking to Ted off the hook outdoors and get back into fishing a little bit again. I haven't done much of it since I've been here. Let's see. How come there you are. All right. Let's see. Nikki's falling asleep. I wonder why, Nick. It's only 2:00 in the morning or something. Let's see. Only that much is what your accountant said. Yeah, I mean, my one friends who were going to come here, they were all hyped up on, coming, and now they had to put it off. But they were only in their minds. No way. I mean, we can go out to dinner and it's not going to cost like $250. They're from Phoenix. We can go a hotel on the water and it's not going to be $500 a night. No, So I had the hotels booked and everything. So. Aaron, my mom is 90. This is from Tommy. You're the major caregiver. She has a very nice retirement place, her choice. Make her well. A lot of those places, they're expensive, but my aunt that went into one, she liked it. She made friends and everything there before she passed. Let's see. Tommy, understand. I take care of my mom as well, and I have a brother and 3 stepbrothers and sisters. Yeah, I talked to my nephew, the one that actually bought my house. I hadn't talked to him in a while. And his wife's mom and dad moved in, kind of helped him out. He's having problems making money and all that kind of stuff. And the house that I sold him had my main house on it. On the other side, there was a big 3-bedroom guest house with a garage and everything. But needed work and stuff. So I guess he offered it to them because they were in Arizona or something, to her parents. And they moved and put a bunch of money into it, fixed it up the way they wanted. They stay there, but they need a lot of help getting out of bed, help eating, getting food together, getting back to bed. But it's gave him enough money to where he wasn't worried about, am I going to have to sell it and move and do something. So I said, well, that's a good thing. So, but I didn't have that. the chance with my mom, because I was sick myself in here, but my brother did, and I don't know. It sucks, but like I said, I just want my kids to know that I'm not. I don't need anybody to. I don't need you guys. You guys retire, man. Go live somewhere, do some things, travel, do whatever the hell you want. You ate enough. Yeah, that's going to cost me a fortune too. We're leaving on the 12th for Chottenberry or whatever it is, that the Thai resort, and the one that's right next to the seafood market, and they all come with barbecues. Each one of the little knockdown houses that they have, but it's pretty cool. There's nothing between the three of those that I rented and the beach and the water. It's right there. Nothing else there. And I'm going to bring the kayak. It might be the first time I take the kayak out the way I'm going. But we're going to be there for a week. And Pancho and Heidi will be coming. It'll be me, my wife, the two girls, and my mother and father-in-law. And we do that every year. We usually go to Kochang, but they wanted to change it up a little bit. So I said, okay. Let's see. Funny part. Always black sheep. Yeah, black sheep. Yeah, you know what? Most of all the ones that called me black sheep now are all dead. So it's most of them are gone now, and they changed their mind. I mean, they were family, but the ones that I think thought more of me as that have passed. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, try to get to Thailand would be what I would say. So it's been 47 minutes. I think I'm only going to go an hour. I know I say this each time, but I think I'm only going to go an hour because I want to. I did put that freaking 10-inch. It's the size of an iPad, but that one that I bought for, what was it, 5,000 baht, the wireless camera one. That I bought a cheap one that was on there, and it broke, of course, on the trailer. And boy, I'll tell you what, I hooked it up and put it in the truck, took that camera and put it up there, and it's high quality camera. It's awesome. And it beeps when people move in the background. You could hitch up three, so you could have front facing camera, two side ones, and a rear one to go on a big rig or a motorhome or whatever. So I want to go put that. The wires that the dog chewed up. My wife just informed me she talked to the solar guy. He had come yesterday. I didn't even see him, and fixed the wires and the water line that the dogs chewed up when they were chasing that snake. So I want to plug it in, take the camera that's on there off, check and make sure I have um, a voltage. He tied it into. I told him not to tie it into the reverse lights because I wanted it to work all the time. So he tied it into my regular lights. So I turn on my running lights, and when I turn on my running lights, the camera gets its 12 volts, and uh, then I can mount that, and it's pretty much ready to go. I already installed the monitor and everything. I didn't want to glue the damn thing to the dash, and so I the same way that I did it before. It's got a round deal that goes in the cup holder that you spin, and three arms come out and cramp it in there tight, and it's got a articulating arm on it. It seems to work pretty good. I'm going to tie it down to the dash over on the side with a little wire tie or something like that. So I want to do that and get that done, and I might pull the the trailer underneath. Although I should, if I'm going to put, first thing that they're going to have to do is put the footings in for the block and the concrete. So I should have them put the concrete under the where the trailer is going to go, and then there's going to be concrete all the way out, but that's going to wait until we get more dough. We'll have to see, but all right, Andy, take it easy. I want to catch up online for a bit or stream. Yeah, we can. That I got no problem with that. I'll send you I'll put the link in there. But yeah, because 50 minutes and 10 minutes, and then we'll talk for whatever 10 minutes. But yeah, so that's the plan. we're whittling down to people now, but is to get the garage watertight, and then move the stuff out of the Thai style house in Surin here, and then paint that, get it ready, sell it for as much as we can, and then once that money comes in, put money back in the bank account, take the balance. Hopefully, $1.5 million would be nice to give mom and dad 100 or 200 to put in their bank account, and to put the fence up in the little house. And they've already got. I got to do I'm going to do a video because I haven't done a video in a while, and show you the structures and kind of talk about what we just talked about here, and the start of it, and do that. And then they've planted numerous things. They're not quite as bad as Kenny. Kenny's going to have a freaking forest there in the middle of the rice paddies. That's what this is inside the yard. Mine is bad. My wife put up every square inch of dirt has got a plant in it. But next door, a lot of vegetables. And if I've said it before, if you have a Thai friend, wife, significant other or something, and you've been here, 90% of the stuff that's in my yard is edible, so that's what they use. My mother-in-law's and bears. My mother-in-law's cooking. She'll run out in the yard, come back with a handful of, trees and what looks like, weeds to me. And that's what she cooks my, dinner or lunch with. So it's interesting. But I'll do a video on it. I haven't done one in a while. I got the camera out. So I did put the mirrorless on there with the shotgun mic. I like that microphone. It's the first time I've used it. So we'll see how that does. We'll do it on StreamYard. I think it'll just be easier. I'll just send you the link, and they'll do that. But I might even do it if we're down to 10 people, and maybe we'll do it Stream Boo. How do we get these bots? I think they come in at right at about an hour. Anyway, so that's the gist of it. What do we got? Saturday. I'll do it. Hopefully, I'll have. It would be nice to have the video out and have tested the kayak by then. But hopefully, the way it's going, I'm not going to I do want to get in the water before I, take it all the way down to the ocean when we go on the 12th. So I'd like to get it in there, just to make sure it floats and everything, and get something out for that, because it's bugging the crap out of me. I want to know too. So, but that's the only thing I got going. This over here, I'll put out a video within the next couple of days. Saturday we'll do another live stream at 8:00, and we'll go from there. So I'll put that link if I can remember how to do it. Let's see here. Copy. And I think I just go here and paste and enter. It should come up. Yeah, there it is. So everybody, I want to thank everybody for watching. The new subscribers, the 7 people or whatever, I hope you're all doing well. If you got any questions, shoot me an email, or if you don't want to get in the chat and rap, if I can answer any questions, I will. If not, there's some people here. Bear wants in again. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Let me pull up my stream. All right, everybody. Everybody have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you are. And I'll catch you on the next one.